Excuse my confidence, my what's in no sleep, my will and testament, my brethren's gone, my brethren's gone, my brethren's gone, my brethren's gone. Da-doop, she got me screwed up, breakfast in bed with head girly.
What's up, team? Tunji here. I'm back at it again. I have a really cool 8-minute discussion that I want to touch base with you guys. Now, this discussion is actually a two-part question. First question, do you have a favorite kid? Oh my God! Second question, what to do if you have a favorite kid? Now, we're going to be diving deep on this one. So before we jump into the discussion, please do me a favor, drop a like, drop a sub. It'll really help out what we have going on this channel. So I really do thank you. Thank you, guys. All right, awesome. So this conversation, I'm going to preference with an article. It's an article on wellfamilyfirst.com, and the article is titled just that, do you have a favorite kid? I'll go ahead and say that this conversation is not necessarily for those, or it's not at all for those with just one child. If you got one child, these are the type of problems that you have. You might have some different problems like being the sole entertainment, but that's a completely different conversation and topic in itself, so we'll touch that later. Jumping into the first question, do you have a favorite child? Me? I'll go ahead and answer it. Yes! As a matter of fact, hell yes. It's baby Atlas. Daddy! Atlas! And of course, that's gonna be for obvious reasons. One, he's a baby. And two, he's not really able to give that talk back like the others are. Although he can be pretty moody and he is pretty vocal for a baby. So I'm sure if I revisit this question in a few months, my opinion is probably gonna change. But for me, it's definite yes. It's baby Atlas. Daddy. Atlas. Now, I'm gonna ask you to go ahead and acknowledge your feelings on this topic. There's no need to hide, there's no need to front. You know, if you acknowledge your feelings on this, you could be in a better place, and then we can probably even answer the second question. So like, once you're in a better space, and you've acknowledged that, excuse me people, once you're in a better space and you acknowledge that you do have a favorite, now it brings us to the second question. What to do if you have a favorite child? All right, so I'm gonna give you 1, 2, 3 suggestions that I would give, because I do have multiple children and it is important for me, this conversation in itself. So I hope these suggestions do help you guys. I'm just gonna jump right into it, and it's not rocket science at all. The first suggestion, spend one-on-one time with each kid. It's that simple. One-on-one time with each individual kid, you kind of get to see their personality without comparison. I have Nova 7 and Atlas. When I'm chilling with baby Atlas just by himself, he has personality that I just don't even notice when he's in a group. Same thing with 7. 7 he's a character. I'm spending that one-on-one time with him. I get to see that this kid loves music. He loves anything whimsical. So he's just a free-spirited kind of person. Now when I spend my one-on-one time with Nova, that kid's serious. I could tell whatever it is, whatever he plans to do, he's gonna be serious about it. So that, like I said, it's not a great mystery. That one-on-one time that you spend with them without comparison will pay dividends in your relationship. Okay? So that's step 1. Spend one-on-one time, each kid, get to see their personality without comparison. Step number 2, rules, responsibilities, and punishment. All are the same, okay? Evaluate your household rules, evaluate your household responsibilities, and evaluate your household punishments, okay? Don't switch it up. What I mean is, a lot of times you may be giving out free passes because you rock with somebody a little bit more, and the things that they do may not get on your nerves. But another child might do that same thing, and you have that child pay with an annoyance tax, so to speak, okay? Because they're a little bit more frustrating in one area, you're less likely to put up with it longer. But you're still gonna give that pass to that other kid because, like I said, you rock with them a little bit more. So you're gonna give them that pass. Don't do that, okay? Just make sure the rules, responsibilities, and the punishments are fair from top to bottom. That way, in their eyes, they're not seeing any favoritism, okay? In their eyes, there's no favoritism being played here. Same thing when you spend that one-on-one time with them. They never feel that there is any separation in love or any separation in the amount of time and energy that you give to them, because they've already spent their time with you, and they feel sufficient just getting that one-on-one time. The only difference that I have as far as rules and responsibilities is that baby Atlas is just a little too tiny to do everything that the boys do, but you give them a little bit of time, give them a little bit of height, I promise you it's gonna change, and it's just gonna be flat out across the board. So that's rule number 2 for me. That's not really rocket science either, but it is good to have that understanding. Number 2 is rules, responsibilities, and punishments should all be the same across the board. Don't switch it up for anyone else. Don't make someone pay an annoyance tax, and don't give out any free passes. It'll work out for you in the future, I promise. All right, that brings us to number 3. Number three is very, very simple. Reward good behavior across the board without singling out behavior that you don't necessarily appreciate. That's going to be crucial. I always like to reward everyone with the praise. I reward good behavior with praise. If Nova ate all his food, I say, thank you, son. I appreciate you eating all your food that I prepared for you. You did a really good job. I'm not going to single out Seven, who necessarily doesn't eat all his food, or single out baby Alice, who just wants to drink juice. I'm going to give praise where praise is deserved without isolating a specific child to make them feel less than. Of course, they should all be on the same page, but they're all going to come along at their own pace and at their own rate. And it's important for you to not say things like, oh, why aren't you doing what your brother would be doing? Or look at your sister, she's doing that, why can't you do that? That's a realm that we really don't want to step into, because that might cause issues between the kids if they do see that favoritism in that way. They might grow up with certain complexes that they might never be able to get over. So reward good behavior with praise is the third one, and not to single out while you're rewarding this good behavior. So give credit where credit is due, but don't try to isolate any issues that you have in that group setting. You can always attack that head on individually, however you want to do that. But those are the 3 rules that I choose to live by with my kids. Rule number 1, spend individual time. Rule number 2, go ahead and make sure the rules, responsibilities, and punishments are all the same across the board. And rule number 3, go ahead and praise good behavior, okay, without singling out the behavior that you don't necessarily approve of in that group setting. Those are the 3 that go so far for me. I really appreciate you guys sticking with me until the end of this video. If you have any suggestions, ideas, or tips that I didn't suggest, please go ahead and drop it in the comments below. Hit that like, hit that sub. Once again, I don't got this daddy thing all figured out. I'm learning as I go along, so I appreciate any helpful information that comes along my way. All right, until next time, we're going to be diving deep with these discussions.
Excuse my confidence, my what's in no sleep, my will and testament, my virgin's gone weep. Excuse my confidence, my what's in no sleep, my will and testament, my virgin's gone, my virgin's gone, my virgin's gone, my virgin's gone. Da-doo, 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 she got me screwed.